who cares so much about the community and who really understands the council's role and how to get things done, helped me to be a better mayor. And so I reached out to Richard and asked whether he would consider coming back and filling the seat for the rest of Gabriella's term. And I'm thrilled that he said yes. And so I will be appointing Richard Conti to serve as the council member for the 6th Ward for the remainder of the current term. So thank you, Richard. Why don't you come up and say a few words, and then I'll talk about my next appointment.
You didn't talk about how badly you twisted my arm. So when I left the council 3 years ago at the end of my term, I had no expectation or intention coming back. I enjoyed my time, 24 years on the council. Hopefully I did some good work and left some good work behind. You know, who knows what happens, and so this all popped up and everything. I'm only going to be there for 1 year, which is 1/4 of a full council term. And I hope to be able to do some good things on the council in terms of what I am able, the time that I have there. It's a different council in some respects than the one that I left, but we'll see how everything works out. I understand that as I said, the 6th Ward is a very politically active ward. I suspect that there will, and I know already, that there are a number of people who are considering wanting to run for election to a full term next year. And I think it's important also that we keep it open so that there's an open primary, an open process for the voters to decide who that successor will be. And so I think, the intention, the mayor's intention also in terms of appointing me for an interim period, that final period, is to leave that an open process so that the voters can decide. So I will do my best to represent the 6th Ward in the city in that 1 year there. I will tell you that when I left, my life was going on a different trajectory in terms of retirement and things that I was doing. I was still involved in things. I was on the Human Rights Commission here. I'm going to have to step down from that at the end of the year. So it will require an adjustment in my life as well. And an adjustment, my husband is back there, and I know he's a little concerned about it. I will do my best, and I was going to say thank you, Mayor, but it's sort of like, As I said, it is public service. Public service, as I've always said, is serving the public and not having the public serve you. I believe in public service, so I'll do my best in the year that I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Richard, and truly, truly appreciate your willingness to come back. And it is going to be a year that's going to go by quickly, but again, allow for that process in the 6th Ward to be one that's, the decision of the residents of the 6th Ward. So the next opening that we will have when Rita Rice is sworn in as a family court judge is an opening in city court. And, there is a long tradition of those who serve as corporation counsel being appointed to city court, not just by myself, but by prior mayors. And there's a reason for that. Being the corporation counsel for the city of Albany requires a tremendous amount of skill, ability. It requires the same type of temperament that we like to see in our judges, because while you are the corporation counsel for the city and you advocate on behalf of the city, you're really representing the legal interests of the residents of the city of Albany. And someone who has done an outstanding job in that role is Marisa Francini. I was able to hire Marisa to our corporation counsel's office a number of years ago. Full disclosure, I stole her from the New York Conference of Mayors after working with her and seeing the quality of her work and her commitment to municipalities and to understanding that you can make tremendous progress when you're able to work within a municipality across the many various departments and types of work that have to be done, and that there's a constructive way of doing that. And Marisa understood that as a lawyer at the New York Conference of Mayors, and she certainly implemented it in her role here. And so I am thrilled to say that I will be appointing Marisa Franchini as our next city court judge. I would like her to come up and say a few words.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone for coming out. And most importantly, I'd like to first thank the mayor. She's had faith in me from the very beginning, as she said when we first met when I was an attorney at NICOM. And she has continued to put her trust and support and guidance towards me for the 9 years, I'll say it, 9 years I've been here at the City of Albany. I grew up here in the city, and I've spent my entire career in public service. I did go away for law school to Chicago, and I always hoped when I came back I would be able to dive in and give back to my community. And that's just what I was able to do here at the City of Albany. When the mayor appointed me as Corporation Counsel in 2020, I was honored to take on the role of leading the law department. It's been an amazing experience to be part of this administration. I have an amazing team of attorneys and support staff behind me, and I'm so happy that my deputy, Rob McGee, will be continuing that work every day. In my new role as City Court Judge, I am thrilled to be able to continue to serve this city and also to continue to be a role model to my 2 little girls who are here with me today. So thank you, and thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Marisa, and certainly look forward to the impact that you are going to have on City Court. It really is an incredibly important court, and so many of our residents really rely on and depend on the fact that we have high-quality judges in our city court, and you will be joining a roster that is one that we are very proud of. So congratulations to you. As Marisa indicated, her transition to city court judge on January 1st will leave open the position of our corporation counsel, and Rob McGee has been the deputy corporation counsel for a number of years now. He's another person who I think I first hired as the director of our department, our codes department. He did incredible work there, really was able to, in response to demands from our residents, take that department, make it far more transparent and far more successful in enforcing our codes, implementing a new IT system. And he came over to the Corporation Counsel's office after a very successful time in the codes department, and I'm thrilled that he's staying with the City of Albany and will be filling the new role. I will be asking the council to confirm him. We'll save that for when we're a little closer to January 1st, but please help join me in congratulating Rob McGee, who will be our new corporation counsel. So again, I want to congratulate all those who were elected. This is a time of change, but it's also a time of great excitement here at the local level, where we know we will continue to fight for our residents to ensure that the resources that we have available to us are put to good use and that we continue to move the city forward and make incredible progress. I'm joined by some fellow electeds. Darius Shanfar, thank you for joining us. Jack Flynn is on our council, and obviously you've seen the enthusiastic support from fellow co-workers and those who have formerly worked with these individuals. And so it's an exciting day for Albany, and we look forward to swearing them in on January 1st, or as close thereto as meets their schedules. So great. Are there any questions?
Mayor, can you talk a little bit more about your decision process behind this? Did you rely on anyone for sort of input into who you wanted to appoint to these positions, or was this you looking at how you work with these individuals to move them into these roles?
I think, it was in conversation with, as we thought about, we're coming up on an election year, a lot is going to be going on, And my goal has really been to ensure that we have as much stability as we can for this workforce and for our city residents as we move into 2025. And I discussed it with our Assembly Member-elect, Gabriela Romero, and she talked about having a process within the ward. But when I talked to her about the fact that that process is going to have to take place, and it should take place over a normal election cycle. So I had suggested to her that I was going to reach out to Richard to see if he would fill that role so that I wasn't in the position of seeming as though I was deciding for the 6th Ward who their council member was going to be. And that was very important to me. With respect to the decision on city court judges, Marisa is my 3rd corporation counsel, and she is the 3rd corporation counsel to become city court judge. So I think anybody who's surprised by that is, but no, I don't think anybody is surprised by that decision-making process. And I think anyone who's worked with Marisa and who's seen the incredible work that she's done as our corporation counsel fully expected her to become a city court judge when an opening was made available. Okay, thank you. Congratulations.